Welcome back, Sunday Society, to another amazing special edition episode of Taking Back Sunday. That's Petunia in the background. As you guys notice, we have a very special guest here today.
Yes.
We have another Hannah.
Are you a Hannah with an H too?
I am Hannah with an H.
Hannah
Yep.
with an H. Okay.
Yep. Perfect. Love it. Hold on.
That's the only way to be, honestly.
Truly.
Like-
Truly.
You gotta have the palindrome.
Yeah. It's got to be the same. It's got to be the same. So let's just transition right into why we're here today. This is not your regularly scheduled programming where we're going to tell a Karen story because we need a break from Karen stories.
No Karens.
No Karens today. What we want to talk about today is something a lot more uplifting and inspirational than a Karen being a Karen. So we want to just share the floor with Hannah, and she's going to talk to us about somebody very special in her life and something pretty exciting and fun that is going to be in the upcoming months. So, Hannah, we're going to pass the baton to you. Tell us a little bit about your sweet baby.
Awesome. So thanks again for having me on. I know that this was, I'm a person that thinks of ideas at like 2 a.m. So I was like, here it is, my thinking hour. Let me get my notes app out. So this is kind of how everything has come to fruition for me. But all of it centers around, my sweet, chunky, cool-haired, everything, daughter, Ella. She is, gosh, she's something. That I always say she's something because she's hilarious is what she is. She is my firstborn. She is her dad's second child, but his only daughter. So, she came into our lives very unexpectedly. We were kind of unsure of, is this even are we even gonna have a family of our own? Like, what are our options? Maybe we should think about consulting professionals. We're only getting older. So let's, we definitely were having those conversations. And then, I went home to Missouri. Of course, you guys know, born and raised there, but I'm a Maryland transplant, so came back to the Midwest to hang out with family. And when we got back, I was so sick. I mean, I had literally COVID, strep, and pregnancy. So I was like,
Oh no.
all of the positive,
That's horrible.
yeah, all of the positive tests in my
Every
life.
test it could be.
Yeah. So I was
my
like,
gosh.
oh my gosh. And it was full throttle from there. We got through got through the pregnancy. We can get a little bit more into that and of course her diagnosis and stuff, but Ella is here with us. She's 10 months old. She's gonna be 1 and I cannot believe it. On October 5th. She's the only October baby in my family. So and she,
Really? Oh, nice.
yeah, only October baby. She was supposed to be a November baby, but, her and I kind of decided that she was gonna come early. So, yeah,
had other plans.
yeah, and she's doing amazing. This is the first time in her life, I would say that she is just crushing it. I mean, she's we're doing normal family things. We're going on vacations and we're playing with chew toys and we're eating food by mouth and we're watching SpongeBob and Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Those are her favorite shows, and it sounds crazy because they're like not kid shows. But she's a very
I love it.
I don't know if it's just like the sounds of like the wheel click, but she really likes that. The lights and like the dings of Jeopardy and stuff. We turn her chair towards it and she just is like locked in. So it's hilarious.
Mesmerized. You need to show
Yeah.
You should show her The Price is Right.
Yeah, she likes that one.
Yeah, and you know what? She probably would, because yeah, it's something about just the animation. I mean, those shows are
Mhm.
fun, and just the sounds and the lights there, it's very stimulating, very appealing, and she really
Yeah,
likes it.
yeah.
So
I
we
bet
just
she'd love Family
started.
Feud.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just started doing some like music therapy on YouTube. We were big into YouTube, like the baby Einstein. But then she kind of got hooked. We got into what's it called? YouTube TV, and had access to
Mhm.
SpongeBob. So
Oh, that's
The
that's
rest is
where we
history after
turned.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
funny.
So we kind of been exploring back on the YouTube app with like music therapy and stuff like that. And she seems to really like that as well. So she's rocking and rolling. We're on a good we call them home streaks. We're out of the hospital, so that's
Mhm,
always good.
mhm.
And yeah, we're on June, July, August. So yeah, we're on a good 2 month streak at home, and just in a good normal vibe, a good normal routine. So we're excited about that too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for
That's
sure, for
awesome.
sure.
I
I
saw
love
your
that.
post about the chicken, like the food that she ate, and I that was really cool to see that post. Like that, I feel like that was a big milestone for her.
Yeah, I'm actually really I thought when she was first born, I was like, okay, maybe I'll create like a separate page, like a medical journey, something like that. But I've been seeing
Mhm.
just like the medical journeys, and they've kind of all are like sad and somber updates, and I'm like, I don't want to be sad and somber.
Yeah,
So I share
yeah.
everything
That's
about
just not who
Ella.
you are.
Yeah, it's not, and
Yeah,
I'm like, she is so funny, and we just look at her and crack up because you guys have seen her hair. I've lost all control. I
I
don't think I
love it.
ever
Yeah.
had control. Yeah, it's crazy. So she just is, yeah, she's hilarious, and I'm like, this is funny. Like she is comedy gold to me, and she just is sitting there eating
Yes,
chicken and rice, and I'm like, God, this is so funny. So yeah, I love
she's
sharing
vibing
all
with
of
it.
that. Yeah, yeah, I love sharing all of that, and just letting people know that, even though our situation's very unique and it's very different, we are still very, very, very normal.
So, for somebody who has 3 kids, you said like it's gone by so fast this first year. I'm telling you, it just goes by faster and faster every
Mhm.
year. Like it just flies.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't believe I have
it's
almost a 16-year-old.
I know.
yeah, that is like I wake up and it literally feels like when I get home, I'm like, what? How did I get to work? When did I do work? When did I come home? When did I do all this? Like
Yeah.
processing all this, I'm like, I did this really take that long? Like it seems like I just blinked, literally. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Time moves differently when you're a parent.
It really, really does.
And when you're an auntie, and you know this too, being an
Mm-hmm.
auntie, you blink. Declan starts preschool this year.
That's
I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my
crazy.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
it's crazy. And like my nephews, of course, I FaceTime them and see what's up with them, and I have I always look at the Facebook memories, and I'm like, okay, well, I was literally just
oh,
holding you and you were like 7 pounds. So what's going on? Why are you hanging up
yeah.
on me on FaceTime? When did you learn that? That's cool.
Right? And when they are done talking, they are done talking. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
click, let's go watch Bluey or whatever.
Yeah,
It's great.
they don't care. And I always text my sister after, and I'm like, dang, savage. Like I didn't even get to like end it, close it out, say love you, good night, nothing. Just read bye.
See
Kids
ya.
Kids.
kids have no chill.
Yeah.
They
No
don't.
chill.
Hey, we're actually going to be up your way in
Yeah,
October.
yeah, about the time that you'll be here.
Yeah,
We're
we're
kind of
Go
gonna
switching
figure.
places.
Go figure. Go
So,
figure.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Mhm.
we are gonna go visit what like all the northern states,
Yeah, like
the
Mm.
everywhere in the
Northeast,
Northeast.
Mhm. Yeah.
New England area.
Yeah, New England. Salem, then we're gonna drive over to
Oh
Niagara
yeah.
and then drive back through to Vermont, New
Mhm.
Hampshire, Maine, and then into New Hampshire for a work conference that I have.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna get the full experience. We haven't gone up that far. Actually, not far at all. Um, we We've gone, and Ella has been with us. She's a good traveler. But we've been up
Oh,
in the Philly area. Justin's
Oh,
family's
nice.
from there. And then I mean she's been to DC, Tennessee, Missouri. We're gonna actually go here in a couple weeks. Um, down by Virginia Beach. So she got
Oh,
some
nice.
cool beach equipment from it's called the Sadie McCann Foundation that helps specifically Aicardi girls. And she got some cool beach equipment from them. So it's literally like a camping chair with a 5-point harness. We've already put her in it, and
hmm
again, something that just cracks me up. And I'm like, you are literally a little beach girl. This is hilarious to me.
I
So
love it. I
yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
got
awesome.
all the beach stuff, so we're gonna go test it out before
yeah.
everything, before summer wraps up. Again, summer just started like yesterday, so it's weird that it's ending. Feels like
Yesterday,
tomorrow. Yeah, so
right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
yeah, crazy. It's
Well, that's
crazy.
a good. It is. I think this is a good kind of transition to talk about Ella's journey.
Yeah.
Sure.
You talked about an Aicardi girly, so let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about that and kind of get an idea of who she is within that journey.
Yeah, for sure. So Ella was like I said, she was born premature at 34 weeks. We knew at
Mhm.
20 weeks at the anatomy scan that she was missing her corpus callosum. So there was a joke that I had found on one of the like support pages that's like if you've never heard of a corpus callosum, chances are that you have yours. So it's one of the huge pieces of our brain, and it functions it makes us literally do everything. So you don't know it's missing until like you know it's missing. So
Yeah.
we found out that it was suspected on the anatomy scan that she was missing her corpus callosum, and that's the major highway that connects the hemispheres together where all the signals for literally our being
Mhm.
transfers to. So we that was 20 weeks. At 22 weeks we had a fetal MRI done, and that is when she was diagnosed with it's called agenesis. So agenesis means completely missing of the corpus callosum. So we knew at 22 weeks that Ella was going to potentially have some delays. They told us that it was a spectrum. They're like, you could not even notice, or she might need some help with math, writing. She might be a little developmentally behind, um, or at the severe spectrum, like she's going to have pretty severe delays. So her dad and I, we talked for weeks up until 24 weeks, from 20 weeks to 24 weeks, so a month. We had gone over every scenario. We had talked in depth about what that means for us, what that means for Ella, quality of life. Like we we do not want suffering. That's not fair. But we also this is our baby. We love her so much already. So we had a lot of tough conversations. You know, just stuff that I don't think any parent should have to have, but they do all the time. So we just hunkered down and was like, she was given to us for a reason, and she's ours. So we're full steam ahead. And we were. I do. Looking back now, of course, it's easy to say all the things I would have done differently, and I certainly would have not let the fear and anxiety take away from the happiness that was my pregnancy, because it wrecked me. But
Yeah.
at the end, towards the end, I was like, okay, like, I'm gearing up, like, my baby's about to be here. The hopes and the dreams and the wishes that I had, they might look a little different, but that's okay because she's gonna be here and she's gonna be mine. So we were, it was actually crazy. Another trip we were gearing up for, Missouri. We were gonna leave that weekend, so we had to go to the doctor on Friday to do Just your checkups. I think at that point I was like every 2 weeks. So went in and they checked my blood pressure and it was just astronomically high. And they were like, "This isn't normal for you." And I was like, "No." They're like, "Do you feel any different?" And I was like, "No. Like, I just feel like I'm 34 weeks pregnant. Like, that's a different feeling all in itself. So, no, I don't
Yeah.
really feel different other than super crappy." So,
Yeah.
um, they were like, "All right, well, we'll check you again, on the other arm." So they did that, and then they were like, "All right, we'll have the doctor come in and, just make sure everything's cool, and then we'll check you again before you leave." And I was like, "Okay." So they did all of that, still super high, and they're like, we're gonna have you go over to labor and delivery." And I was like, at this time I was only 33 weeks, so I was like, are you sure? Like, so here
Yeah.
I am walking, halfway across the hospital. I did all of my prenatal care at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, so this hospital, huge. Here I am walking across, huffing and puffing, just feeling absolutely miserable. Get over to
They
labor and
made you
delivery
walk?
triage.
I was
Yes,
getting ready
ma'am.
to say the same
They
thing.
didn't give you a wheelchair and wheel you
Somebody should
No.
have
over
wheeled you across the
there? Girl.
hospital.
So they kept saying that they were like they have better blood pressure machines over there, and I was like, okay. So I think that because it was, I mean, my blood pressure was like 198 over like 105. So I think in
Woo.
their brains they were probably like, we're gonna blame this on the machine, and please, I hope it's not right, but get out of our office before something crazy happens
Yeah.
in here.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, so here we are, trekking across Johns Hopkins, get to labor and delivery, and their machines no different, and said the same thing. So yeah, they were like, actually admit, and then I mean,
Mm.
several nurses, doctors, just everybody. And I was like, quick question, timeout. Is she being born today? Like, can I get a second? Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was it was very overwhelming. So fast
Yeah.
forward, diagnosed with severe preeclampsia, and our goal was 34 weeks. That was the safest that historically they could deliver babies. So that was our mark. I had strict bed rest orders. Kind of you're not leaving, so
Yeah.
get comfortable. So we did that. My mom flew in. We, bought the air mattresses and the fans and the coloring books and had my work laptop with me. Really just set up shop there in my hospital room. So, we got to 34 weeks and Ella, looking back now and knowing who my daughter is, the tricks that she played on me on her birthday, it is in line with who she is. So it's very funny talking about her birth story. So we went over to the labor and delivery side, got all set up, and the plan was to have her be born naturally, but we had to do just an ultrasound to make sure that she was head down. So the first person that did it, yeah, yeah, she's head down. And then they're like, "Well, we just had an emergency C-section, so we'll be back to start your induction. Just kind of hang tight." And we were like, "Okay." So then they came back again. They're like, "We're just gonna double check one more time before we get started." She done flipped herself right around, and she was like just feet down. She was breech or whatever. So
Mm.
they're like, "Well,
What a
we
turd.
can." Yeah, they were like, "We can turn her." Um, but it's kind of
Ooh.
painful and she'll probably turn back. And I was like, okay. And they're like, let's just check one more time. So they they checked one more time, and at that point she was literally like horizontal. So they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and get you back. And I was
Mm.
like, all right, here we go. So she was born.
Dang.
Yeah, it was wild. And like the whole epidural thing was a nightmare. It was it was kind of scary. It was scary, but you know, got through all of that. Ella was born at 7:47 p.m. She weighed 5 pounds, 3.4 ounces at 34 weeks. So she was pretty good sized
Good
for
I
for
was
a
size
gonna
34
baby.
say
weeker.
that's
Yeah.
a good sized baby at 34
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, I was absolutely freaking miserable, and that's because she was
Could you
Yeah.
imagine what she would have weighed at 40 weeks?
Yeah.
oh,
That'd have been a
whew.
9-pound baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she was big. She was big for 34 weeks. So she came out, and we had known that she was gonna go to the NICU, just because they already did know her brain findings. So they're like, we're gonna make sure that she's breathing on her own, can eat, all of that fun stuff, before we send you guys. And I was like, all right, that's cool. What we didn't know, and I don't think, not to my knowledge, that there's any good predictor, but she came out and her lungs were very, very, very premature. So she was in the NICU for respiratory before she was even diagnosed. So she just had very, very premature lungs. So we were on the ventilator, and then of course was able to stair step down to BiPAP, and then just nasal cannula. So our main focus when Ella was born wasn't even her brain at all. It was just all
Right.
respiratory. So we got all of those problems resolved in, um again, looking back at who Ella is, she does not regress often. Like, she bounces back very quickly. If she does have a little regression, she just comes back tenfold. So she did the same thing in the NICU. I mean, she had a mishap with a failed extubation, and the next day she was extubated and never re-intubated again. So she's a very, very resilient, and I think all NICU
Yeah.
babies and all medically complex babies, they just have this resilience about them, that they are some strong little people. Like, they are not to be underestimated
Yes,
at
they
all.
are.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
she so once we got her respiratory taken care of, they did, and I have the MyChart app. So like, I literally was reading the doctor's notes, the nurse's notes, all of the consults. Like, I was on MyChart more than I was on Facebook. It was literally all consuming
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I read every word. And I had noticed that they put in suspected Aicardi syndrome, and I was like, what the hell is Aicardi syndrome? I have never heard of this before in my life. And I was in
Yeah.
the medical field previously. I have neuro problems of my own. Never heard of this in my life. So I was like, okay, well, let me do what I never should have done, and let me Google that real quick.
Oh
Um,
no,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
We're all
big,
guilty of it.
Every one of
big,
us.
big mistake. So I Googled Aicardi syndrome, and immediately hysterics. I could not get it together. On top of postpartum depression, uh, the NICU life, period, having to live out of hotels, Justin's mom's house, being away from my dog, just being away from normal life, and everything that I thought, parenting a newborn should be, was totally ripped from me. So I was like, now life is gonna be ripped from my daughter and from me. Like, this is the worst thing ever. This could not be more worse. Like, so I completely just had a crazy meltdown before she was even diagnosed. So I knew from research that she had to have an eye exam. I was like, you know what? Maybe just because it was suspected, maybe the eye exam will show that she has perfectly fine eyes, and that won't complete the trifecta for Aicardi, and it'll all be okay. So I was like, we need an eye exam stat. Like, move
Yeah.
this to the top
Yeah.
of the list. Um, this kind of comes before everything else. So they had her eye exam done on November 4th. And I literally, at this time, I was pumping. So I was up every like 2 to 3 hours, and I mean obsessively was refreshing the MyChart app.
Mhm.
Just waiting. I was like, oh my God, please, please, please. Like, this cannot happen. This can't happen. Like, this will ruin my life. And it, so selfishly, like, this will ruin my life. And so waited, waited, waited. it came through. They did the exam at like 4 a.m. So here it was, looked at it, saw that she had abnormal findings, which directly related to Aicardi syndrome. And so, I packed all my stuff up and I was going to the hospital. I was like, I don't even care what time it is. I don't care. Like they have to tell me what this means. So they rounded, um, and we got very close with the team, even though Johns Hopkins obviously is a very prestigious medical school. Residents and fellows and all of those type of people, they kind of switch in and out every 2 weeks. So we became very close with our teams as they kind of came and went. So there was this one doctor, and I cannot remember her name, but I remember her face, and she reminded me, I don't know if you guys are Grey's Anatomy girls, but I was at
Oh
one
yeah.
point. She reminded me of Dr. Izzy Stevens, the blonde
Yep.
hair, like just very so smart. Like everybody that works at Johns Hopkins, geniuses, like so smart. So I remember standing outside Ella's door, and she came by, and they had their little huddle or whatever, and she was like, do you have any questions or anything? And I was like, I want to hear your guys' report real quick. Like, you guys can go first. So she went through and just very calmly and collectively, she was like, eye findings are consistent with Aicardi syndrome. And there was a pause, and I was like, they're waiting for me to be like, what's Aicardi syndrome? Who do I need to meet with? What does this
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, because they
I've
knew me
already done
by
my
that time.
research.
Yeah, they knew me by that time, and they knew that I'm asking the questions. Like, I come with
Yeah.
the questions. So she paused, and then she looked at me and she was like, "We will come by in a bit." And I was like, "Oh, that's fair enough because you guys know I'm about to have the craziest breakdown you've ever seen." So they they came by, and I was standing at Ella's bed, and she just came up behind me and she put her hand on my back, and she had tears in her eyes. She was crying, and she was like, "I am so sorry." And I, I was like, "What? So what does this mean? Like, I don't know what Aicardi syndrome means. Like, I, I mean, is she like, do I have to say goodbye to my daughter right now? Like, she's a month old. She was just, it's November 5th. It's her first month birthday. Like, I don't know what you mean that you're so sorry." And she was just like, there's a lot of abnormal findings, with Ella's brain, as you know. She was like, she did have some jerk-like movements at birth, and, you obviously read the eye report, and, you know that she has Aicardi syndrome. And I was like, okay. She was like, a pediatric neurologist team will be by to talk with you. And I was like, okay. So I just kind of waited, and I was like, they're going to have better news for me. These are the experts. They specialize in this. It'll be fine. So, we kind of waited, and that seemed like the longest wait of my life. It was almost like I was just waiting for somebody to just come and take my daughter from me, and that's it. It was the longest wait of my life. And I they came in, and her doctor is Dr. Molly Himmelrich, and she's been with Ella since she was 1 month old. Very, very close with her. Think the world of her, and we shout out to Dr. Molly Himmelrich if she listens to this. She knows how much we love and appreciate her. But she came in, and they grabbed the chairs, and I was like, oh, not the freaking
Oh
chairs,
no.
like not the chairs.
Not the chairs.
Anybody who has been with family members that are getting delivered bad news, they grab the chairs, and I was like, God bless it, all right. So, she told me that with the three three things that Ella has: the agenesis of the corpus callosum, the jerk-like movements, which they had chalked up to seizure activity, and the findings on her optic nerves, which I think is called lacunae, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. That equals Aicardi syndrome. And so I was like, okay. And she said, you can, we don't have a lot of research on Aicardi syndrome. She was like, it's very, very rare. She said the oldest living person that I found with Aicardi syndrome is in their 30s. And I was like, okay, 30. I'm 30. That's crazy because I've lived a cool life, but there's still so much more for me. Like, 30 years is not a long time.
Yeah.
It's not long. And so I was like, okay, well, what can I expect in those 30-ish years? You can expect for your daughter to possibly never walk, never talk, never eat by mouth, wheelchair bound, developmentally and intellectually severely delayed. I was like, oh, okay. So what do we, what do we do from here? And she was like, you need to find a good support network and love her as long as you can. And that was pretty much it. She had explained that Ella's brain did not develop correctly, so she explained it as like building a house. She said some parts have the foundation and maybe have a wall, but that's it. And some parts might only have decorations, but nowhere to hang it. So her brain is very disorganized, and it's pretty much pure chaos up there. So, you know, um, just love her as long as you can. And I was like, well, this is absolutely bananas. How is this ever going to work? How am I ever going to um be the parent that I wanted to be for Ella? I wanted to be the extra mom. Like, I'm up in the school, I'm with the all the goodie bags, and I'm at the parties, and I'm, we are doing it big for everything. Like, her 16th birthday, girl, I can't wait to get you the coolest car ever. Like, prom, $7,000 dress if you want it. I don't care, I'll work for it. Um, the Post Malone song that ironically had come out. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about the dad walking the daughter down the aisle. Gone. Gone. Um, Everything that I had envisioned, everything that I had hoped, wished for, wanted, it was gone. And all I had was my very sick, very medically complex daughter. And a little bit of research and some answers, but not a lot. And that's where we were on November 5th, 2024, and it was the biggest turning point in my life. I've had a lot of setbacks with my own medical journey. I've had a lot of setbacks with, my family, a lot of deaths that have been important to me, job setbacks, school setbacks, every, normal people setbacks. But this one, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna recover from this. Like, I just don't think so. Like, this is the end. Like, this is the beginning of the end for me. And, that was a very, very hard day, but, it was a rebirth now that I look back at it. Like, I was born again, into to who I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be Ella's mom. And for a lot of reasons. And so looking back now, it was the most important day of my life, for sure. For sure, is when Ella was diagnosed with Aicardi syndrome.
I know you can't see us, but we're a little emotional right now.
I
It
hate that you can't
I
see us.
hate
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
like it.
I feel like you.
Oh,
I want you to see that we are.
oh,
This is. Thank you for being so
yes.
honest.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
no,
feel.
it is my hope that anybody who has sat in the seats that we have, anybody who has seen the doctors come in, seen the
Mhm.
chairs, I want them to know that it's not the end. It's not. It feels like it. It certainly
Yeah.
feels like it is the end. But me and her dad parent Ella exactly the way that we had envisioned parenting her. We do everything that we had envisioned doing with her. Ella belongs here. She belongs in all of the places that any other child does. It might look a little bit different, but that's okay. So I'm a little bit different. We're all a little bit different. So she definitely belongs here, and all of the Aicardi girls, we met 100, there was 125 Aicardi families at our family conference in Franklin, Tennessee, and they are amazing. There was 34-year-olds, there was Aicardi girls walking around. They were talking. Some of them talk. They're sitting up by themselves. They're feeding themselves. Like, what, I know that doctors are trained to
That's
tell us the
okay.
worst case. Yeah, but like we went to this conference and we were like, huh, well, this is
What?
absolutely amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a renewed sense of life, everything
Yeah.
down at this conference and connecting with families. That is a very specific group of people that know exactly what we're going. I think on
Yeah.
a parent to parent level, we can all understand, the time thing. Time goes by so fast. And we can all understand that they grow up right before our eyes. But Cardi families, they understand they understand our world. We are a part of their world. They are us, we are them. And we understand tracking seizures, and we understand having to give rescue meds, and feeding pumps going off, and we understand the chaotic schedules of PT and OT and speech, and the best equipment to get our girls, and just everything. They just get us, and um, we won't miss another. We can't miss another. And that's kind of what has driven me to do to do Ella's walk. So we are really
Well,
excited for that, and um
well, let,
I can
yeah.
if I can get into that, or if you guys have more questions about Aicardi, I'd love to answer them.
I have a question.
I
So
do.
Yeah.
you keep saying girl. Is
Mhm.
this specifically female? It's a female diagnosis, not a male diagnosis?
Correct. So Aicardi
Okay.
syndrome, it's weird because they know it's an X chromosome, but they don't know which one. So that's kind of what is the whole mystery around Aicardi. Like, what X chromosome got messed up? Where is it at? How did it get messed up? Um, I think there is one male, but he also has, I think it's called Klinefelter syndrome. So his case is a little bit different, where I think he has like two X's and a Y. They talked a little bit about it, and there's a little bit about it in our family group, but yeah, Aicardi syndrome is predominantly females. So, which
Wow.
is another
Yeah.
I didn't know.
yeah, it's another crazy thing because we were so sure that Ella was a boy, and the survival rates of boys is not very good.
She said, "Not today. I'm a lady."
I
Period.
am a lady.
Period. Yeah.
A
Period.
lady with a lot of purpose. And
Yes.
I love that you have such you said that you went to a conference and that you
Mhm,
have this group, and it
mhm,
sounds like you have a lot of support,
mhm.
just to be able to hear other people's stories and to be able to share what's going on in your life. I'm sure that's such
Yeah.
a strong community of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it is absolutely amazing. So I had connected because Dr. Himmelrich was like, you need a support network, and I was like, well, I know that I've got our families, like we've got that, but
Oh,
like
100%. Yeah.
who who in this world has Aicardi syndrome, and where can I find them? And
Yeah.
actually the first person, after I had posted that Ella had Aicardi syndrome, Chris had reached out to me, and she said, here is my cousin, her daughter has Aicardi syndrome and they live in Missouri, like please get a hold of her. So
Wow.
I remember reaching out, and
That
the
feels
yes, I was like, oh my God, like this is somebody I know, like I know. And
Yeah.
yeah, and like what are the
And such a
chances?
small town and community that
Yes.
we come from. I
yeah.
think that's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, this is another reason that Ella was supposed to be mine, because like look at, I know, like this is crazy. So I remember finding on Facebook, and the first question that I asked her was, how old is your daughter? Like I need to know, because they're telling me a pretty low amount. I believe right
Yeah.
now I think is 21. And a story that was told to us at the Aicardi conference is has a like an iPad thing, and she communicates through there. And I cannot remember who was telling us this story, but the first thing that she had communicated with her family, and I think it was her mom specifically, was "I love you." So even better. Yeah, I was like, well, we're getting that
Right.
technology. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
It's amazing what kind of technology
oh,
there is out there for
for sure.
medically complex children and
Yeah,
adults, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Also,
And
would it be okay if we
mhm,
are able to put a picture of her in this?
mhm,
Would you
yeah,
share a picture like that you would like, or a
Okay.
few pictures even? I would love
sure.
to put her little face up
Yes,
there. She's
Oh
so
yeah,
stinking cute.
with her
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yes.
God, the hair, yeah, the hair is like a symbol all in
I love it
itself.
so
Like you see this hair, and you know that it belongs on Ella LeBar's head. Like there's no hair
much.
that's gonna
Ella,
belong
Ella
on
is
any other
coming.
kids. Yeah, yeah. So,
She looks like
yeah,
a rock star. I
She
love
does.
it.
Yeah.
she for sure is. And like her little facial expressions, I'm like, I know that you are kind of like mean mugging me right now, but I'm sorry that I'm laughing at you. But look at your hair. Like this is hilarious to me,
I
dude.
know.
Like this
But
is
look
so
at your
funny.
hair.
Yeah, yeah, and like that is our focal point. Like when she wakes up, I'm like, "Good morning, mamas," and look at your hair. Like, how are you today? And look at your hair. So,
I love it
yeah,
so much.
Well,
yeah,
I
it,
would agree with you, Hannah, that there's a reason that you are her mother
Yeah.
because you are such an amazing advocate and just you can just tell your mindset and how you
mhm,
look at everything changed in that
yeah,
moment.
Yeah.
It sounds like that day that you said kind of was your rebirth.
yeah,
And you have just become such an amazing advocate and also just bringing so much awareness
Hmm.
to her diagnosis and the group of people that are in there with her. I think
mhm.
that's amazing. I think you're right. You were definitely meant to be her mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
100%.
there's a lot of things that, again, just over the course of my life, I'm like, this I have been prepared. Like this has been preparing me for this. Like I went to nursing school, and I could not for the life of me pass my boards, and gave up on it. But that knowledge sticks with you forever. And then I got
Oh,
into
yeah.
advocacy work. I was a domestic violence advocate, and
Yep.
I learned how to advocate doing that job. And then I had, brain games of my own, so kind of learned some neurology, uh, verbiage and stuff like that. And just looking back at all of it, I'm like, my life experiences. Like I am relying on my experiences to be your mom, and just being a mom is. it is the greatest thing ever. It's exhausting. Um and it is trying sometimes because these little people be trying us. But it is, it is the most amazing thing, and getting to be Ella's mom. It just had to be her. Like, it had to be her. Um and yeah, her and I, like, we belong together, girl. You are mine, and for purpose, for reason. So, yeah,
Yep.
that's my
I
girl.
love that. Well, speaking of advocacy, I'd love to hear more about the fundraiser.
Sure, yeah. So, like I had hit on about the conference, the Aicardi Syndrome Foundation, it provides room and board for all Aicardi families. It provides brunch and dinner for all Aicardi families for the duration of the conference. It was a 3-day conference. And I remember at the end of the conference, the president of the foundation, coming up there and doing closing remarks, and he said that this was our biggest conference to date. I believe with like Aicardi girls, angel families, which their Aicardi girls have passed, but they still come back to the conference. Um, Grandparents, caregivers, siblings, was like 600 people plus. So it was
Wow.
huge, massive. Yeah, huge. And he said that it cost in the ballpark of like 150 to 200,000 to put on. And fundraising is essential. Like, this is volunteer based, parent led. It's a nonprofit. Like, the the money that is brought in is by um events, charity, uh donors, all that stuff. So my brain literally was just like, okay, well, I have to do something. I'm a do something person. So, like, when
Hmm.
I hear that there's a need or something, I'm like, how can I do something? I just always want to do my part. I want to give back. So I had thought about it on the car ride home, and like my 2 a.m. brainstorming sessions. I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, I want to do something. I was like, well, I could do t-shirts, but then I'm like, no, everybody does t-shirts. I was like, well, I could do, keychains, and I'm like, that's not big enough. Like, I need something that is like is the thing. Like, I need people to talk about this. I need them to be curious about it. I need them to be like, what is Aicardi syndrome? I need to go see what this is about. Who is Ella? What's with her hair? I need to be here. Um
I love
That's a
so
soundbite right there.
it. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, so I was like, all right. And I was like, think. In the Strides of Strength, Ella's Walk for Aicardi Syndrome was born, again, probably in the middle of the night in my notes section on my phone, just very chaotically.
Hmm.
So I started, how can I make this work? I need to get to where our our biggest network is. Justin's family's small, and they're spread from here to Philly, and so I'm like, well, it would be kind of hard out here. Let me get to my roots. Let me get back to
Mhm.
my hometown, because you guys know Lexington shows up in a
Oh,
way
yeah.
that nobody else shows up.
Yeah.
It is,
That's so
100%.
true.
yeah, like, if they love their people. And we come from there. My parents, my grandparents, we did, like, yeah, we're coming home. We got to do this at home. So,
Yeah.
I got a hold of the athletics director and told him, like, hey, I'm 2013 alum. My brother and sister graduated there. My parents graduated there. Like, I don't live there anymore, but like, I give back. Like, I still am very connected to my hometown. Can I please host this at the track? So, he was like, that, not gonna be a problem. So I was like, okay, great. So that part is checked off. So I, was talking to my cousin Misty about, like, how can we turn this into just something fantastic? Like, I want this to be just just I want it to be so amazing. So it was all thrown together, and what we came up with is we're gonna do a 50-50 raffle. We're gonna do a silent auction. And I know that my cousin Misty, for the silent auction, one of the items that she has secured is 4 tickets to the Kansas City Zoo. So that's exciting. Yeah, yeah, so that's cool. And then we are gonna do silent auction 50-50 raffle. My honorary aunt, Kim with House Construction, is going to sponsor pizza. So we're gonna do uh pizza sales, 2 slices for $5, and then we have the registration, which will guarantee you an Ella's Walk Aicardi shirt and an Aicardi Strong bracelet. So all of that money, $11 from each registration, and all the money from pizza sales, 50-50 raffle, and silent auction will be going to the foundation. And this, like I said, is yeah, this will help with the Aicardi Family Conference. Some of the funds goes towards continuing research on Aicardi syndrome out in, I think, Baylor, Texas Children's Hospital, and I want to say University of California in San Diego. They have continuing research on Aicardi syndrome, so money goes there. Some funds go to getting doctors and researchers together, like on a symposium, to talk about identifying the Aicardi gene. Like the funds just support all Aicardi families, and it's super near and dear to me. It is a cornerstone in our lives. Like we are locked and loaded into this foundation, because it is so unique to us. You know, like
Right.
we all, of course, see when somebody's Facebook or birthday on Facebook, like, this means a lot to me if you donate to this, and like this
Yeah.
directly is a part of our lives. Like we cannot miss a conference. We learned so much about everything, like all of the feelings that we had felt, normal, all of the things that Ella has gone through, normal. Like it's not normal for anybody but Aicardi girls, but like normal. So
Yeah.
we just found so much like reassurance and
Mhm.
hope and love and just all of the feels. So I was like, yeah, this has to be a success for the foundation, and it is going to take place on October 4th at 11 a.m. That is a day before Ella's first birthday. So this is also her first birthday celebration. Um,
Yay.
Oh,
yeah, so she's
that's
gonna be
so
there.
powerful.
I
That is
know.
so
Yeah,
I know.
powerful.
it
Ah,
just
I'm
aligns
so in
so
my feelings.
perfectly. Yeah, yeah, literally. I'm gonna be probably a disaster the whole day, but I'm ready for it. Like I'm so ready for it. So, yeah, we asked that everybody that wants a shirt and wants an Acardi Strong bracelet to pre-register. That registration link is open until September 22nd. We of course want anyone to come by, and we're just asking for an $11 donation to the foundation, or whatever amount that you want to get. Suggested $11, but if you want to get more than that, fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Um, and the coolest thing about it that I think is other Acardi girls that live in Missouri are going to be there. So we right now are going to have, I think, like 3 or 4 Acardi girlies there. So.
I am
I'm
loving it.
melting.
Okay, so where is the link to sign up?
We have it,
So
Okay,
and
I
we're gonna
perfect.
yep,
share it on our socials for her.
Okay.
perfect.
We've got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it's going to be amazing. It is going to be so much
Yes.
fun. And it's all for the best cause that, we can think of, that we will be locked and loaded into Acardi for forever. And even, you know, the families whose daughters have passed, they come back and they're like, this is like one big family reunion for us. The connections that you build with other Acardi families, it is just like these are people that from all walks of life, from all over the country. families from United States, Ireland, Belize, Canada, and these are people in the world that I would have never connected with any other way but through Aicardi syndrome, and that alone is fantastic. There was a support group. They had several different sessions, several different age group support groups. We went to a 0 to 3 support group. We went to a specific mom support group. Justin went to the dad support group. And I remember the mom support group was set up. They had different statements on the table, and you would go and sit at the statement that like you felt was so pressing, and it's crazy because there was, just this feeling of guilt that I kind of had for a long time because when Elle was first diagnosed, the thing that I just constantly always played in my head was I didn't sign up for this. Like I did not sign up for Aicardi syndrome. I did not sign up to be a full-time caregiver. I did not sign up to um have to take care of my child for all of their life. Like that I didn't sign up for that. And I remember feeling so dang guilty about it. And so I was like, you know what? Let me sit at this table and let me just talk with these moms. And I remember we all sat down and we all went one by one and everybody cried. And I remember at the end I, wrapped it up or whatever, and I was like, I certainly didn't sign up for Aicardi syndrome. Like, I don't, anybody who signs up for Aicardi syndrome, like, you don't want to do that. Like, you don't want to do that. But I remember thinking, like, I didn't sign up for this, but this is not too bad. Like, this is actually pretty cool. We didn't sign up for Aicardi syndrome, but we are certainly signing up for everything that is Ella. We are certainly signing up for everything that is Aicardi Syndrome Foundation. We are certainly signing up for the connection, for the understanding, for the healing powers that just come from conversation. Yeah, like that
Period.
the sense of relief that we walked away with, and the sense of hope. We're like, there are 34-year-olds in this room. They're older than me. They are older than me.
Yeah.
Um, and here they are, and they do everything. One of the Aicardi girls went indoor skydiving. One of them skis
Oh
the
my
slopes with
God.
their mom. Yeah, up in Canada. They
I love
So
horseback
that.
brave.
ride. Yeah, they horseback ride and they swim, and they're like Aicardi. It doesn't limit us, and it that the conference alone was enough for us to be like, full steam ahead on everything we wanted to do in life. Like, so what if we have to pack a little extra equipment? We have an SUV for that. Like, so what if it takes us a little bit longer? Cool, we get to enjoy the trip a little bit longer. Like, it just put everything into perspective for us. And I think another driving force to hosting this event is that we want people we don't want people to be afraid, I guess.
Hmm.
Because you get this diagnosis and you are kind of given a time frame, and you're given all of these scary your child will never statements, and we don't want people to be afraid for Ella. We want people to see that Ella is so loved, and we want people to see that Ella's cool. She's chilling. She's perfectly fine, and she does all the things that any other baby would do. It might take her a little bit, and it might look a little different, but we don't have to be afraid of Aicardi syndrome, and we don't want anybody else to be afraid. We don't want people to feel sorry. I know that that's a common thing that people do say to parents when their child gets diagnosed with this rare, crazy medical, you know, whatever jargon that they get diagnosed with. But um, we don't want people to be sorry. We love our lives. We love Ella. We love everything about Ella. Aicardi is just a part of Ella. She's so much more than Aicardi syndrome. And I think that that's what we want people to know too. We want her to be celebrated because, I mean, it is her first birthday. And we just want everybody to know that Aicardi syndrome does not limit Ella. And we are thriving. We are happy. And it's crazy to say that, like, how can you be happy? Like, because I mean, look at Ella, look at her hair. Like, that's enough to be happy. She's got happy hair. So yeah, that's what Strides of Strength is about, and it's so many different things all into one event. So we want everybody to come out, check it out, meet Ella. I know that I've been sharing stuff about her since she was literally born. I know that a lot of people have come across her story, and yeah, we just want to keep adding to her story and keep raising awareness and keep talking about Aicardi syndrome because it is so rare. We want we want people to recognize Aicardi syndrome. We want people to recognize these girls and their strength and their bravery and their resilience and their courage and that they belong here with us just like anybody else does.
Amen.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited
Yeah.
for the walk.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sad that we
are
won't be
thrilled.
there, but we'll be there in
Yes.
spirit.
We will be there in
Amen.
spirit, and we are going to do everything we can to get as much
Mhm.
publicity for this
Amen.
for
Amen.
you and Ella.
Are you guys
Perfect.
still
Yeah.
accepting silent auction items?
Yeah, yep, we
Okay,
are.
cool. We'll put that out there for
Yeah.
sure
Cool.
Yeah.
because that's, I think, the more people we could reach with that, maybe that would get more people to come out too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure. And
actually
good.
some ideas.
I do too. We're the same person, so it's probably the same idea, but
Lit. That's great. Yeah, we also are looking for vendors. So anybody that, the super crafty people that I wish I had some of their talent. Anybody who does anything cool, please get in touch with me. Again, it'll be a $25 registration, but you get your event t-shirt and your Aicardi Strong bracelet. Come make you some money selling all your cool stuff. So we're looking for vendors too. And yeah, we just want it to be huge. We want it to be even it's a success already. Like it's a success to us already. Just getting the cool Ella's Walk for Aicardi shirt made. Kaylee Becker does amazing work.
yeah,
So
she does.
yeah,
Another
getting the
Lexington native.
Yes.
yep, yep. So getting getting the zoo tickets, my cousin doing her amazing coordination and coordinating this on the home front. Like we already know it's going to be a success, but we cannot wait to see how much of a success it's going to be. So we are thrilled. We cannot wait for October.
Absolutely. Us too. And we're
Perfect.
thrilled to be able to kind of share this out into the universe and
Yeah.
get as much as we can
Yeah.
for you.
We're going to edit this like ASAP.
Yeah, it's I'm going to
Perfect.
try to get this ready for this week.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Cool.
we
Cool. Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
Yeah.
talking to us and sharing that. I learned so much
So
tonight.
did I.
I really did. And I can't wait to get this out into the world, put some clips on TikTok, all the things, and
Yeah.
get some good publicity for this. So
Yes.
Awesome.
Hannah,
Yeah, I
you're
appreciate you
amazing.
guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for everything. Any time that I get to talk about Ella is literally the best time.
You
And
need to
just
have your own
raising
podcast because you were totally like
Yeah.
such a professional. You did so good. You need to
Yeah.
have your own
Thank you.
podcast.
I want
Yeah.
one so bad and like I
Girl.
keep trying to get some steam built up on Facebook, but I'm like, you know what? Give me my equipment. Where's my mic?
There you go.
So,
Yeah,
There
girl.
you go. Get one.
yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
this. I believe in you for sure.
Yeah, something's gotta it'll come to me at 2 a.m. So I'm just waiting for that thought to just drop in my
Girl.
mind. Yeah, at my 2 a.m.
God
thinking
knows.
sesh. So yeah, but I
Exactly.
appreciate you guys doing this. I know that it's kind of um off a little beaten path a little bit for you guys' show, but I really appreciate you guys doing it so
We love
quickly
it.
too. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this is amazing. So I'm excited and I plan to
Yeah.
share it with all of the other Aicardi families as well. So, Aicardi families, they show up, and Aicardi families show up. The supporter, like, yeah. So it'll
I
be
love
great,
it.
and I'm so excited.
So are we.
I think we need to have a future episode with Miss Ella.
I do too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With her hair.
Yeah, she's in there giving her dad hell right now, so
I love
I'm
it. I love it.
excited to see what's going on when I get in there. So
Yes. Well, we'll let you go get to that. Thank you again
Okay.
so much.
I mean, I think just hearing it for the first time, because I've followed your story, but hearing you explain your experience, I was just like, you know what I mean? I'm like trying to keep it together because I'm an ugly crier. So
my hormones, my hormones be messing me up tonight.
Yeah.
That
And
is
I think that's another like cool thing is like I can talk about it now and not be a hysterical crying mess. So that's another part of healing.
Everything is amazing.
It's so positive.
Your daughter's so lucky to have you.
I appreciate that. Her and her hair. I'm the lucky one.
Thank you guys for joining us today on this episode. I'm Bianca.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Hannah 2.0.
And we are
taking back Sunday.
Love it.